I was very excited about this. Earlier this week, we had a chance to talk with the one and only Suzy Izzard. She is going to be in town for a special 2-night event benefiting Chicago Shakespeare. We got to talk to her about her career, taking on the entire play of Hamlet and the importance of the arts, particularly at this moment. And she has some some lovely and wise things to say. So here's our conversation with Suzy Izzard. She is a Tony-nominated and Emmy-winning star of stage and screen, a tireless activist, and one of the most brilliant comedic minds of our time. And she is returning to Chicago for Suzy Izzard Talks Shakespeare and Stuff, forsooth, a 2-night only special event at Chicago Shakespeare. Joining us now is the one, the only Suzy Izzard. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, Suzy.
Thank you very much. So, yes, people can choose. I've added Suzy to my name, so you can choose Suzy or Eddie or Suzy Eddie, like Millie Bobby Brown, who is now Millie Bonnie Bon Jovi, or Billy Bob Thornton, or Jean-Marie something or other. It's basically, I've gone to a 3-name person. That's what I've become. Whereas my brother goes Eddie, then Suzy, then Suzy, then Eddie, and he just picks and chooses as he jumps around.
Nice.
So that's where I am in this crazy world.
Look, before we start, I have to goof on you for a minute. I have a tendency to burst into tears, so I will try not to do that. Dressed to Kill was the first special that I saw of yours, and your mind, your style, it's so fresh, so stream of conscious, off the cut, and so smart. You are a comedy inspiration for me and for so many people that I know, and the fact that you were doing it with a full beat of makeup was just icing on the cake for this little gay boy in the 90s and early 2000s watching you do your work. And I just want to thank you first off for all that you have given us. So thank you.
Well, that is quite all right. It's it was quite a journey. I was, when I was 5, I thought, hey, I'm something trans or whatever. I want to throw a dress on, but I just didn't tell kids about it. Then I'm 23 and I'm thinking, 21, 22, 23, thinking I better come out. Actually, from about 19, I told people and sort of got honest about it. Then I was out from 23, and now I'm 109, and it's all so much easier. So, but just being honest about it, being upfront, even though there's a lot of people, saying this thing and that, trans people aren't going anywhere. So we're here, and everyone just needs to get used to it. So, but I'm doing Hamlet now, as I just did one of the last performances. One of the last was at the Chicago Shakespeare Theatre, and now I'm back there to just talk about that and comedy and life and acting and running marathons and anything in between. So that'll be fun.
So you tour internationally, yet you keep returning to Chicago. What is it about this city and its audiences that keeps you coming back?
Well, you tell me. This is a Chicago thing, isn't it? Because you were really the west of, as America in its history was moving across the country. Chicago was the big place, and it was the kind of like the Western Age, and then it kept going further and further west. But it has been for, was it coming up to 200 years now, a big and important city. And with Second City being there, the comedy heritage there, it's just a kind of a no-brainer. The theatrical tradition and the comedy tradition there. And I have 2 day jobs. I have comedy and I do, and drama. And I'm now firmly, just like Shakespeare, having gone from his comedies to his dramas and his tragedies. That's what I'm doing as I'm touring Hamlet around the world. And 50,000 tickets sold now, so I'm really happy with that. And that's just, and people are not expecting that. People think, is this a comedy version? No, it's a dramatic version. The family tears itself apart. But taking it to Chicago responded very positively, and so I'm very happy. I'm even thinking I should come back and do Hamlet back on the second time round as I go through. As we're doing the 3rd leg of Hamlet in America, playing LA now, and Austin, Texas, and then up to Toronto in Canada, then down to DC and Philadelphia. So it's great. I just love performing this thing, and I love talking about it. But I can, be bright and breezy and talk about many different things.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you were doing Hamlet here, it's all anybody talked about.
Oh yeah.
I mean that. It's all all I heard about. So
Well,
kudos.
that is great. Well, that's a Chicago taste. There's people. The citizens of Chicago just are bright and open-minded and willing to take on different things. And if someone's going to do a solo version of Hamlet, as I did, they say, "Well, let's have a look at it," as opposed to, "Oh no, you've got to play by the rules set by someone with a beard."
Beautiful. Well, thank you for appreciating us.
So are you going to be bringing back Hamlet to Chicago Shakespeare?
I would like to, but it's not. There's no date set at the moment.
All right.
At the moment, we're playing other cities, having been through Chicago and the Shakespeare Theatre, and also they're booked up way ahead, so we have to juggle dates and things and everything. So
right.
That would be a plan that I would be happy to do, but there's nothing locked in.
Don, I was hoping we get some breaking news here, some hot goss going on. Because look, here's the thing. First of all, for anybody tackling just the role of Hamlet, that is no small undertaking. But of course, someone who ran 27 marathons in 27 days, decided to you know what? I'm going to do the whole damn play. How has this experience been for you? I mean, it's
well. Let me say a couple of things on that. One, yes, I have run a lot of marathons. I do have good endurance, but that's physical endurance. This is mental endurance, a different thing. And lots of people are doing solo productions. You look around, solo dramatic productions are like 10 a penny now. So there's nothing particularly special about that. So I'm just going in there. And also, Olivier set up the National Theatre in Britain. You may not know this, but Sir Larry set up the National Theatre so he could give himself some really good roles. And then you have a whole bunch of other actors who play the other roles around him. So I think he did that for the country, of course, but also for Larry Olivier, who was very ambitious and had a previous career in Hollywood. Had two careers. First one where his wife was knocking it out of the park and he wasn't getting a look at it at all. And the second one when he came back and he was Sir Lawrence Olivier and on a different wicket. So I'm doing that. I haven't got a National Theatre at my back, but I do think in an entrepreneurial way. I think a previous president said that the French have a fantastic word for entrepreneur, which is entrepreneur. I don't know. No, he said it the other way around. But that's what I'm being. And I consider that very American thing. Go build it. Go do it. If you build it, they will come. And that's what I've done with Hamlet. I built it and with Selena Cadell, my director, and my older brother, Mark Izzard, who did the adaptation. He's the academic of the family. And we chose our adaptation of it and how to present it. And my career is so odd that I had to bring something different to the stage because no one's gone through that weird route that I have. Not no one, but very few people have gone this route because it's not. I didn't go to drama school, as none of Shakespeare's actors went to drama school. So my performance must be more akin to what they were doing 425 years ago.
Authentic, for sure.
Well, I'm going to say that. Yes, let's go with that.
So again, like as you brought up, your career has just been kind of kooky pants. Like it's been all over. You have a very envious career, I would say, because you've done it all.
Well, carry on. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Do you ever feel like you need to, as you're like now entrenched in this Hamlet world, do you ever feel like, oh, I need to lighten things up and dip my toe back into the world of comedy and stand-up just to kind of refill that well? Or do you just how do you choose your projects? Because again, they're all over the place.
Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm going to take that as a quote. Your career is kind of kooky pants.
Yes, so please.
I want to do that.
Put that on every poster.
Yeah, that really does kind of sum me up. But secondly, I do. I still have the comedy is still there. I've taken it a bit underground, but I will be performing. You can quite easily see me in Spanish. I will be doing mi espectáculo todo en español. So I'm already doing it. I was in Paris on the 29th of December, performing in French. I wanted to Germany and Austria again in German. So I'm just going to keep pushing on the languages. I will do it in English. And I can do that. It's there because that's the beautiful thing about solo performing. Above all, the beautiful thing about solo performing is you can say, hey, let's do it. Let's go there and do that. Let's do a one-off gig right there. And that's an unusual thing to do. Normally you say, okay, we'll give it a 6-month thing and we'll have to see who's available and raise the money. No, I can just breeze on up and do Hamlet. I'm going to do Hamlet in India. It's going to be fantastic. And again, I want to be in the middle of somewhere out in the wilds of India and just performing Hamlet because they do love their Shakespeare there and doing it in the open air. there, and I could do that because I've decided I can do that because having played, being the first, apparently I'm the first stand-up to headline at Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles, so I'm very proud of that. And so because I used to be a street performer for 4 years, so I know what it's like. I had this confidence performing outdoors, which is what all the actors used to be like. All the Shakespearean actors, they were performing essentially outside. There might have been walls, there was no roof, and that's what we had when we were street performers. And so this is my training. My training's been unusual, but I'm hungry to get out there and test things. As David Bowie said, who unfortunately passed away 10 years ago now, it is coming up to the anniversary, he said, be always slightly out of your depth so that you're slightly pushing away and struggling to make things happen. If you just, say, oh, I can do this, it's quite easy. That's no good. So yes, I can do stand-up, but let's do it in different languages.
Words to live by. So what's in store for Suzy Eddy Izzard Talks Shakespeare and Stuff Forsooth coming next weekend, the 16th and 17th?
It is more of this. You could ask your questions. I can tell you everything of things of going through my brain and how to get things going. I do have this sort of 11 years between dropping out of university and my career taking off, which I think is interesting to talk about if anyone's in creative work and they're trying to get their thing off the ground. It's always good to talk to people who couldn't get things going and then could get things going. But I also have worldviews, life views. Everyone has the right to a fair chance in life, and I'm pushing for that. And that's why I run the marathons to raise money. So it's about over 5 million in US dollars,
Good
5 or 6 million raised at 130 marathons now. And it's so I just, anything they want to ask me about, talk about, and I think I'm quite interesting. I'm quite a naturally boring person, but I've cloaked myself with interestingness, so much interestingness that I'm steeped in it. Yes. So that's what you'll get, an interesting evening. I'm talking with Ed Hall, of course, who's the artistic director there, and he's got interesting background, so you can ask any questions you want, and it'll be an entertaining evening and hopefully informative as well.
Can't wait.
I know. Wonder. So, you're coming back here to Chicago Shakespeare Theater again with Suzy Eddy Izzard Talk Shakespeare and Stuff Forsooth on the 16th and 17th. Can you, in your mind, what is the importance of the arts, especially during, shall we say, these rather spicy times which we are living in?
Well, I think it's important because you can only do creative work with a truth driving behind it, and truth has got a little bit lost somewhere in the mix. And so the bottom line of drama is to be truthful, and it's the honest intent in putting your work in to try and make something happen, something interesting, something that moves people, something that touches people and enhances life and move things forward. That's got to be of some value today when a number of things are happening which are taking people back, making people more scared. I mean, be brave and curious. I think hopefully most creative people are brave and curious. We've got to be brave and curious and not fearful and suspicious. And the fear and suspicion that's being pushed out in certain places around the world, that's not helpful. It's brave and curious. Hello, how are you? What do you do? Oh, right. What are you doing in your country? Oh, you're different. You do things in a slightly different way to us. Okay, well, that's interesting. Can we learn from you? Can you learn from us? That is the way forward. Make connections, not break connections. That has got to be the way forward, and not some other choices that other people have put forward. Yeah. And so the creative arts, they do that. You've got to work so hard to grab people's imaginations and take them to a different place. So it's usually a very positive thing. There are very few people doing creative work that are really horrible. I think they've got to be sort of positive in some way. I think. Right. I'm just trying to track through people. Are there any horrible people doing creative work? I'm not sure. I don't think so.
No, we need it now more than ever, though, for sure.
Yeah. But brave and curious is what I would describe your career and just how you live your life. You bust out of the gate. Well, apparently not bust out of the gate. It took 11 years. But when you showed up being your authentic self and being like, this is who I am, deal with it or move on. That sort of thing. And then you're always constantly like exploring different ideas, especially with your stand up and your solo work that's going on there. Brave and curious, I think, are two words that we can definitely hold on to during these rather tumultuous times.
Yeah. Yeah, and this time will pass, so everyone I see, if you see a negative, do a double positive. This is
Mm.
the thing. I started developing I didn't believe in Brexit. I still don't believe in Brexit, and I
Hmm.
don't think it really happened. So I developed my stand-up shows by ad-libbing, workshopping ideas, coming up with that. And of course, we do that in English. But I decided after Brexit happened, I thought, no, I'll do it in French. So I went to Paris and jumped on stage for 2 months, 2 shows a night for 2 months, saying Bonsoir Paris, je suis ici pour improviser, et pourquoi pas? And just muck about in a second language, and sometimes I get stuck. I just did a French interview tonight, so I'm really happy that it took my confidence to another level, and
Hmm.
my ability in French. My older brother Mark, he said to me, the French like you more now, not because they like your comedy more, they just like your French better. And because
Okay.
and that could be true, because my ability with tenses has got a lot better. I slow down to get the tenses right, and or I just ask questions, or stop an interview in the middle and say, "What does that mean? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire? Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?" So yeah, and that's not on the list. I do things off the list. That's an interesting thing. So
Good.
there was a list of, you should do this, you get a comedy, you get a sitcom, you get a thing, do a film. I didn't do that. I just do a comedy, don't do a sitcom, don't do a sketch show, don't do a film. Go and do it in French, then do it in German, then do it in Spanish. And I think, well, I love that list. That's a pretty interesting list.
Yeah,
So
and again, it goes back to that curiosity and bravery right there. So
well, hopefully, I'm trying to impress myself. I'm trying to do things.
You're certainly impressing us.
you're certainly
Well,
impressing us.
Say that.
I'm trying to do things that make me go, who the hell did that? Oh, I did that. Oh, well, I'll spend more time with you.
Well, if you want a double dose of positivity and get some bravery and curiosity, there are still a few tickets left for Suzy Eddie Izzard to talk Shakespeare and stuff for Sooth at Chicago Shakespeare Theater on January 16th through the 17th.
And it's all a charity. It's a charity as well.
True.
Yes,
All the
it's a
money goes
charity
to
too.
that.
It's a fundraiser. So go to chicagoshakes.com. Suzy Eddie Izzard, thank you for everything, for your insight, for your curiosity, for taking the path less traveled, and just thank you for being always forging your own path and being an inspiration for so many people.
And travel
Thank
safely. And we'll look forward to seeing you on Friday. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.